first and foremost, condolences to Joel on sort of losing out on a woman that would eventually, become an Oscar nominee, Miss Stephanie Hsu. But tell me about being able to work with her again, because if you wrapped in November, you would have been working with her like while she was Stephanie Hsu, Oscar nominee. How was that for you?
She fit right in when, on her first day. Somebody was reminding me at the table read, everybody was like, oh yeah, she could keep that pace up. And I think that's what's really most important on this show. But yeah, no, I mean, she was a joy to work with. I'm so happy for her because she deserves every bit of the attention she's getting. And to be an Oscar nominee is pretty insane. It's just insane.
It is. And she is so incredibly talented. I've had the pleasure of meeting her before, and she's just a lovely person. So I'm glad. I loved your guys' scenes together. In a way, I was rooting for May and Joel, and then, subsequently for Lenny and Midge. Obviously, that is not how it came around. Filming that scene with her, what were your thoughts on how this kind of love quadrangle, I guess we can call it a quadrangle, what were your thoughts on how that worked out? Was part of you hoping for like a May Joel kind of like future together?
I always thought like that it was another situation that he was kind of getting stuck in. I mean, they had just started dating and all of a sudden she's pregnant. And it just reminded me of when, he was married to Midge and they got together very young and had kids very young, and he was stuck in this job he hated. And it just felt like history was repeating itself. He's stuck in a situation where maybe this wasn't what he had anticipated or envisioned. And maybe that's going to put a stop to him reaching his goals again. That relationship was supposed to end. I don't know if they were also meant to be together. Clearly not, but
in another timeline, maybe.
Maybe.
That with them ending, it lends way for, Midge and Joel to have their continuing relationship. And what I love about that is there is that remaining love and respect that's there. And it goes both ways. And you guys really got to kind of play with the timeline a little bit in this season. You got to go back before like the divorce even happened. We got to see some of them in their relationship. Like the dance to You Belong to Me was so sweet. How much fun was it kind of playing with those flashbacks and having this moment where you get to really play with the love that these two had?
I love the flashbacks. I've always loved the flashbacks, only because and I've said this many times, like this, when the audience meets Joel, it's a really bad time in his life, and he's going through this quarter life crisis, and so the audience, they immediately root for Midge and they hate Joel, and the flashbacks were sort of a way for me to get the audience back on my side, only because you see that there was love there at one point. I mean, you see what they were like, and they were in love, and I mean, it's sweet. It's so sweet. Like all of them were sweet. There were actually a few that they cut that I thought were really amazing. But that's for another time.
It's ending, Michael. What another time?
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but there was one flashback that I really loved that they ended up cutting.
Well, I will say that I am one of those people that very quickly hated Joel just because the man was not great. But again, like you said, quarter life crisis. And indeed, I did come back around in this final season. I was like, oh no, I still really appreciate him as a person. So I guess that is to say you did your job well and you did it right. So congrats on that.
Thank you, but it took you until this season to come back?
No, it didn't. I was just trying to play it cool. Like I just liked him longer. No, I got back on the Joel train surprisingly quickly because like you would think cheating would I like him.
He beat up the hecklers at the end of season 1. You remember that, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Listen, it takes a little time. It takes a little time to forget. I need to know your reaction to seeing yourself aged up in this makeup, seeing Rachel aged up. And like, I mean, did you guys just kind of poke fun at each other on set? What was happening during those scenes?
Well, it took a long time to get into the makeup. It was a little hot, but it was so much fun. I mean, that's what you want as an actor. You want to play these types of roles where, it takes you out of your comfort zone. And that was definitely a little, I mean, because we had to learn how to sort of move as older people. I'm always used to playing younger. So, I mean, I am. And so to get to do this was, it felt like I was really playing a character. Rachel, looked amazing, as I'm sure she will when she's that age. I looked pretty good too, though. I have to say, like, if I keep taking care of myself, maybe I could end up looking like that. And I would have no problem with that.
It's something to strive for. When you see it on screen, you'll be like, oh yeah, all right. So this is my future. I just got to eat right and keep exercising.
I mean, I think so. I had all my hair, which was that was great. I'll take that.